Hey guys, what is going on and welcome back to a brand new Minecraft tutorial. Today we are building this super simple cubed starter house in front of me, and as you can see we're using a different shader pack today. This is RudoPlays. It's a super old shader pack. It's a bit glitchy, but it's a super big throwback. So anyone who has, used shaders mod for years and years and years will remember this thing. It is pretty OG, but it's a very simple house. It's pretty much made up of all these simple cubes, and I kind of just was playing around with just oak wood and seeing what the basic, I guess, materials can get you. Some materials on the ground are a bit more harder to get, but the actual house itself is just glass, just black stained glass. But if you wanted to use normal glass, you could for sure, and oak wood and some birch wood as well for the flooring and kind of ceiling for the first floor. But that is it. Let's get straight into building this thing. So some materials we're going to start off with are some oak wood planks, some birch wood planks, some black concrete, some quartz blocks, and some grey concrete. So we're just going to move over to our little section over here. Find where we want to start, and we're just going to place 5 black concrete down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and fill those in just like this. We're then going to place 8 quartz blocks either side of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Fill those in nice and easily. And then another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 blocks of quartz all the way along. We're now going to be adding another 20 quartz blocks to the side of the build. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Fill those in with quartz, and of course you're going to want to do that on the other side. Okay, we're now going to go to the back, and we're going to break all the blocks in between these quartz lines, and we're going to join them up with another row of quartz. And from the top, we now have this. Now with our black concrete, we're going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 of these on both sides of our first black line. And we're going to join it along the back end like so, giving us a rectangle. We're now going to place 2 more blocks of black concrete on either side, and then bring it back 3 blocks. We're now going to add 5 more blocks of black concrete, and we're going to do that on the other side as well. Like this. We're now going to add another 15 black blocks of concrete. And once again, we're going to repeat that on the other side, because everything we pretty much do on one side, we're going to be doing on the other. We're now going to be adding another 5 blocks to this end, and do it on the other side as well. We're then going to bring it 1 block in, and then take it all the way along, joining it up. We're now going to grab our grey concrete blocks, or any grey block of your choice, and we're going to fill in all the grass on the outside of the black line. We're going to do the same on the front. We're going to hold off the middle part. We're going to remove all these grass blocks. Delete the second layer of grass blocks as well. And then we're going to be placing some oak planks. And we're going to leave this open because there will be water in it at a later stage. Okay, first things first, we're going to grab our oak blocks, and we're going to jump to the right side and place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 along the top of the black concrete, and bring it up by another 4 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, just like so. We're going to bring it all the way along and join it up, making a nice little square at the front. We're now going to fill this in with black stained glass panes. We're now going to place another 15 oak, bring it up to the same height, and join it all the way along. We're now going to place 2 more lines of 3 blocks up. And on the other side, we're just going to do 1 row. We're now going to place another row of oak blocks all the way along, like this, leaving a 2 block gap. Now on the back of this, we're going to do the same as the front. We're going to add 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 more oak blocks. Bring it up and join it to make a complete square. And of course, fill the center in with our black stained glass panes. We're now going to join the other side on the top block of oak. And on the back, we're going to place 2 more pillars of 4. On the front side, we're going to place 8 more blocks of oak. And we're going to raise these all the way until it is completely filled in and connected to the top. On the third block in, we're going to break 2 blocks. And this is going to later be our door entrance. We're now going to want to repeat the exact same thing on the left side of the build. So we're going to start off by building our front squares at the front and the back of the build. Joining them along both sides. We're now going to do the same window on the side of the build. Fill in the sides with 2 more. Add another 8 blocks and bring them all the way to the top, joining the oak. And on the third block in, delete 2 so we can have our door. Then on the front and the backs, of course remember to fill in your gaps with your black panes. We're now going to grab our full blocks of black glass. And we're going to fill in the 2 side windows. We're now going to grab our oak blocks, jump 1 block down, count 3 blocks in, and on the 4th block place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 blocks of oak to fill in the gap. We're then going to bring it 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 out, bring it along to join to the other wall, and we're going to fill in this gap all with oak wood. We're now going to place 2 blocks on either side, and bring these back all the way. We're then going to place 1, 2, 3 blocks in between. We're now going to add another 3 blocks, like so, and you should have 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks by 3 with no blocks in at all. We're now going to grab our oak leaves, and we're going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, just like so. On the back of the build, we're going to jump 1 block in and place 7 blocks of oak. We can now fill this big gap in with our black stained glass panes, and it's going to be a huge open window at the back of the house. Perfect. We're now going to place 1, 2, 3, and 4 oak blocks just here, and exactly the same on the other side. To the front of the house, we're going to place 2 rows of 4, like so, giving you 3 blocks in total going along, and of course we're going to repeat that on the other side. We're now going to place ourselves 1 block next to this corner edge and do exactly the same on the other side, and add 8 more, leaving it 9 in total. You should have 2 blocks overhanging on the edge, and of course we're going to repeat this same process on the other side. Like this. We're now going to raise these by 5 more blocks. Bring them all the way along, and of course connect them, making them open rectangles or squares at the front. We're going to do exactly the same on this side. We're now going to add 10 more blocks to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And we're going to add another 10 blocks filling in this gap. We're now going to add another 5 blocks. Join it up the top. And do exactly the same on the other side. Now on the back of the house, we're going to connect these oak blocks together and add another row on top. We're now going to connect them, of course, along the top. And on the center block, we're going to add 1, 2, and 3, leaving a divider for 2 really stretched windows. On the 2 sides, on the 5th block in the center, we're going to place 1, 2, 3, and 4 blocks of oak for another window divider. Now on the inside, we're going to place 5 blocks on the end of this pillar, bring it up to the top, and of course connect it for another square. And we're going to do this on both sides of the build. We're now going to finish off the frame by placing 5 blocks behind the leaves and 5 blocks along the top, connecting the 2 windows together and completing the frame of the house. On the back of the house, you can continue to fill both of these stretched windows in with full blocks of the glass of your choice. For the rest of the windows, we're going to fill all of them in with black stained glass paint. Okay, now all our windows are filled in with our black stained glass. The last thing we're going to do before we put the glass away is jump to the front black line in between where there's a huge gap, and 2 blocks away from the edge we're going to be placing 1, 2, 3 blocks of the full blocks, raising them by another 2, and then on either side of that we're going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 black stained glass panes. The next thing we need to be doing is jumping down to the ground floor. We're going to be removing all of this grass and we're replacing it with birch wood planks. Once that is done, we're going to go into our inventories, we're going to grab our oak wood stairs, and we're going to place these all the way along the back section of the house where there is an overhang of 1 block of oak wood plank. As for the rest of the second story, on top of these oak here, we're going to place some birch wood. And on the exact same level as this, we're going to fill in the rest of the gaps with some birchwood planks. Perfect, we're now going to grab our oak planks and we're going to fill in the final gap to make our roof. Now our roof is filled in, we can go in and grab our water buckets, and we're going to start filling these from the back of this 3-block gap here. We're then going to keep placing it down, making sure it's completely level with the oak on the sides, and it should form a waterfall falling straight down into this gap we dug out previously. We're then going to place water buckets until all of this water is completely leveled and looking how you want it to. We now need to place a staircase inside of the house so we can make it to the second floor, and we're going to use 3 materials: birchwood stairs, oak leaves, and some oak wood planks. We're going to make our way on into the inside. We're going to break through 1 block randomly into the second story, and we're going to place 2 rows of oak leaves along the side of the window. We're then going to place 6 planks of oak wood, like this. And we're going to break 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 blocks of birch, remove the birch in the center, and replace those with oak wood once again. We're then going to grab ourselves our birchwood stairs, and from the back of this block, we're going to start placing them down. We're going to place 1 under, and we're going to keep doing this pattern until we reach the ground floor. We now have a staircase in the house, and it's pretty functional and out of the way, and it looks pretty sweet. The final thing we need to do to this house is go in and grab ourselves some oak wood doors. We're going to jump down to the ground floor and place them on the inside of these 2-block gaps. I'm going to do that, of course, on both sides, just like this, and with them being placed, our house is completely finished, and you have an awesome, compact, easy, modern looking survival oak house. Thank you so much for following this tutorial or just watching the video. If you do enjoy the content, make sure to leave a like, comment down below what you would like to see me or what kind of style of house you'd like to see me build next. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all so much. Stay creative, stay positive, and I'll see you in my next Minecraft video.